Chapter 3, Ambush. We had learned some words since our deployment into Iraq, but none of us knew their language enough to communicate effectively with the children. One child, however, appeared to know a little more English than any of us knew his language. He was talking with the sergeant major when I heard a noise. "Lay weapons on floor," we heard from behind us. At least 15 insurgents held their weapons on us. Each had smiles on their faces. My heart leapt up into my throat. A cold sweat broke out all over my body. I felt death coming closer to me, to us, and there was nothing any of us could do about it. The sergeant major lay his weapon gently on the floor. "Do as he says," he told us, knowing if we did not, we would all die in the next few seconds. Hesitantly, reluctantly, we lay our collective weapons on the floor. 4 of the insurgents gathered up our weapons and put them in a pile on the far side of the large room, while several others took our ammunition, hand grenades, and other assorted gear and piled them atop our weapons. "Isra," the bearded leader called out, "take the children away." As one, the children stood up and were led out the door. We heard their scuffling feet as they walked deeper into the hallway we had entered from. As they left the room, I thought about how none of the children had looked towards the door as the insurgents had been entering. Clearly, they were instructed not to give them away by looking at the door. This led me to believe the insurgents had done this before. "Who is in command here?" the leader inquired. Silence. "Come now, gentlemen. You wear your rank upon your chest. We have been taught your insignias. Speak now, or when we discover you, you will die a most grievous death." "Here," the sergeant major said. The leader turned to him and smiled. "You do not doubt my words," he said. "No," replied the sergeant major. "Good. Come." The sergeant major walked slowly over to him, staring as he went. Neither looked away from the other, both sizing each other up. "Jalal," the Iraqi said, "bring to me the unconscious guard, the failed sentry. Deposit him over by the wall," he pointed with his finger. The insurgent slipped out the only door into the hallway. He told yet another insurgent, "Line the Americans up against this wall," he said, pointing to another wall. Once lined up against the wall, I wondered if we were about to be shot, but I had seen no telltale signs of bullet holes in the wall as we approached it. Instead, it looked as if the wall had been peppered by shrapnel. Perhaps a hand grenade had gone off in here, perhaps many of them. A moment later, several insurgents came into the room and deposited Private Smith on the floor beside us. Each of us looked to see if he was breathing. He was. The Iraqi leader peered at the insignia on the sergeant major's chest, who stood still before him. "A sergeant major. But I do not see the command wreath. Even so, a fine catch, wouldn't you say so, Sergeant Major?" Silence. "No response? Ah, embarrassed. Yes, I understand. You have led your men to their deaths. Stupid of you. Perhaps this is why you do not possess the command wreath." Anger welled up within me. He was purposely criticizing the sergeant major. But he knew we would try and save innocent children. Only a despot wouldn't. Someone like him. Shots rang out in the distance. "Ah, yes," the leader said, smiling, showing brilliant white teeth against his dark beard. "Your perimeter security team. All dead, I am afraid. You are all alone now. No one shall be coming to rescue you from me."